I'm back. Wicked plots against the godly. An ungodly man digs up evil, and it is on his lips like a burning fire. Proverbs 16:27. The American Standard Version says a worthless man devises mischief. The Contemporary English Version says worthless people plan trouble. To devise means to plan to bring out. A plot is a secret plan usually for accomplishing an evil and unlawful end. Belial causes men to plan and plot evil. Psalms 37:12 says the wicked plots against the just. There are people involved in forms of witchcraft that are planning to destroy the church. We have heard reports of witches fasting to break up marriages of Christian leaders, to disrupt the church. It is almost hard to believe that there are actual people this wicked. I believe it because the Word of God states it. Most people would be shocked to know the types of gross sin and plots taking place behind closed doors. Psalms 37:32 says, the wicked watches the righteous and seeks to slay him. The Amplified Version says, the wicked lie in wait for the uncompromisingly righteous and seek to put them to death. The New Living Translation says, the wicked wait in ambush for the godly, looking for an excuse to kill them. What a sobering thought. No wonder the Word of God astonishes us to be sober and vigilant. Belial will influence men to plot against the righteous, cursing the Lord's anointed. And when King David came to bury him, and behold, thence came out a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shemuel, the son of Jeriah. He came forth and cursed still as he came. He cast stones at David and at all the servants of the king of David. And all the people and all the mighty men were on his right hand and on his left. And thus said Shemuel, when he cursed, come out, thou bloody man, thou man of Belial. 2 Samuel 16:5-7. Shemuel was calling David a worthless man. The Contemporary English Version says, you good for nothing. David was fleeing from his rebellious son Absalom. When he encountered Shemuel, Shemuel was from the family of the house of Saul and was no doubt angry at the fact David had succeeded Saul as king. This is just like the enemy to accuse God's anointed. The Pharisees said Jesus cast out devils by Beelzebub. They were accusing him of using Satan's power to deliver people. To call someone a man of Belial is to call that person worthless, no good, wicked, base, vile. Shemuel was accusing David of being a rebellious murderer who was responsible for Saul's fall. This is another example of how the Spirit will attack and accuse the Lord's anointed. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, answered and said, shall not Shemuel be put to death for this, because he has cursed the Lord's anointed? 2 Samuel 19:21. After David was returned to his position in Jerusalem, Shemuel came to him and repented of what he said. Abishai desired to have him put to death for cursing the Lord's anointed. David, however, had mercy upon Shemuel and did not put him to death. David understood the judgment that would come upon those who touched the Lord's anointed. He refused to touch Saul, even though his life was in danger. In the case of Shemuel, mercy prevailed over judgment because Shemuel's repentant attitude. Strong intercessors help cover the men and the women of God, from the attacks of Belial. A curse is an evil work spoken against a person or a thing. Words spoken against the servants of God are spiritual arrows sent by the enemy to hurt and destroy. They are what the word refers to as fiery darts of the wicked. David understood the spiritual warfare that the Lord's anointed must face when men curse. David prays in Psalm 64:2-3. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who with their tongues like a sword bend their bows to shoot their arrows in even bitter words. Those words are witchcraft attacks against the servants of the Lord. They are spiritual missiles directed towards the Lord's anointed. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. This is one of the methods of Belial. uses to direct his assault against the servants of the Lord. Ain't nobody scared. You can get me banned. I'll get back up. Plots of the wicked. Father, in the prideful, sinning ways, the wicked creator plots to destroy the righteous. But you have promised the wicked in his pride persecutes the poor. Let him be caught in the plots which they have devised. Psalms 10:2. Lord, the wicked plot continually to cause trouble and destruction to your children. Your word says the wicked sits in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places he murders the innocent. His eyes are secretly fixed on the helpless. Psalms 10:8. Lord, this describes the wicked plans of the people today to spread the pain and sin of abortion. Shine the light on your judgments upon the secretive liberal attempts to lure young girls into decision to abort the precious lives they are carrying. Stop the murder of the unborn. Cast these evil practices out of America. Lord, your word describes the secret agenda of ungodly liberals to bind the poor into a lifestyle of dependence on others rather than independence and self-reliance. Your word says he lies in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lies in wait to catch the poor. He catches the poor when he draws him into his net. So he crouches, he lies low, that the helpless may fall by his strength. Psalms 10:9-10. Self-reliant, self-confident, and willing to be responsible for ourselves, if possible, rather than dependent on others. Lord, like the writer of Proverbs, I feel as though I am being destroyed by the wicked plots of those who want to hurt me. But like Solomon, my prayer is directed to you. For your grace and mercy, I trust you, Lord, and I claim you as my God. My life is in your hands. Save me from enemies who hunt me down. Smile on me, your servant. Have pity and rescue me. I pray only to you. Don't disappoint me. Disappoint my cruel enemies until they lie silent in their graves. Silence those proud liars. Make them stop bragging and insulting your people. You are wonderful, and while everyone watches, you store up blessings for all who honor and trust you. You are their shelter from harmful plots. You are their protection from vicious gossip. I will praise you, Lord, for showing great knowledge. When I was like a city under attack, I was terrified and thought they'd chase me far away from you. But you answered my prayer when I shouted for help. All who belong to the Lord, show how you love him. The Lord protects the faithful, but he severely punishes everyone who is proud. All who trust the Lord, be cheerful and strong. The wicked war against the godly. The Lord, sometimes I feel just like David, surrounded by wickedness and threatened by destruction of my life. David cried out, saying, enemies are all around me like a herd of wild bulls. My enemies are like lions roaring and attacking with jaws open wide. I have no more strength than a few drops of water. All my bones are out of joint. My heart is like melted wax. My strength has dried up like a broken clay pot. My tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You, God, have left me to die in the dirt. Brutal enemies attack me like a pack of dogs, tearing at my hands and my feet. I count all my bones, and my enemies just stare and sneer at me. Don't stay far away, Lord. Psalms 22:12-17 and 19. But like David, I know this one thing. My strength comes from you. So hurry and help. David knew that you would come to his help, Lord, and so do I. I will follow the advice of your word. Be patient and trust the Lord. Don't let it bother you when all goes well for those who do sinful things. Don't be angry or furious. Anger can lead to sin. All sinners will disappear, but if you trust the Lord, the land will be yours. Father, your word describes a wicked person as a worthless person. A wicked man walks with a perverse mouth. He winks with his eyes. He shuffles his feet. He points with his fingers, and perversity is in his heart. He devises evil continually. He sows discord. Therefore his calamity shall come suddenly. Suddenly he shall be broken without remedy. These 6 things the Lord hates. Yes, 7 are an abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that are swift to running to evil, a false witness who speaks lies, and one who sows discord among their brethren. Proverbs 6:12-19. I'm going to read some more. I'll post them all over my page. You want me to keep reading? Comment in the comments, guys. Love you. God bless.